invite you to join Mickey and experience Fantasmic, a journey beyond your wildest imagination.
Oh, that was a great intro. I've been a Disney fan since I was literally 3 years old. I have one distinct memory from my first trip to Walt Disney World when I was 3. This is like the only memory I have from this trip, so all the details aren't there, but I remember seeing Fantasmic and experiencing real Disney magic for the very first time. And ever since then, every trip I make sure to see Fantasmic. If you don't know what Fantasmic is, it's a nighttime show where Mickey has a dream. I think it's a dream, or his imagination. Dreams pretty much is imagination. It's pretty much the exact same thing. But the Disney villains come into his imagination and try to take it over, and Fantasmic has fireworks, water screens, water jets, music, dancing, characters. It has everything. So today, I'm Dane, and I will be looking at the history of Fantasmic. All 3 versions of the show. Fantasmic originally debuted in Disneyland in 1992. At the time, Fantasy in the Sky and Main Street Electrical Parade was the only nighttime entertainment at Disneyland. So because of that, a team of Imagineers were tasked to create a show that would show on the rivers of America in Frontierland. They eventually came up with Fantasmic. Disney would have to build a brand new stage for this show. This would eventually be known as Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer's Island. They would also have to build a brand new walkway to make sure when the show was happening, people could still get around in Frontierland. On the stage itself, a cabin or shed, I guess you could call it a shed. I really don't know why they chose that as the background, but whatever, it's there on the stage. Also, trapdoors would be on the stage to eventually let the dragon in and to bring the characters off and on onto the stage, like Mickey in the beginning and the Evil Queen to lower her cauldron. Also, projectors would be on the stage to project Disney characters on the water screens during the water segments. And also, fireworks are set up every day on the water in preparation for the next show. Fantasmic was supposed to only run for 5 years, but since it was so popular, it was extended for about 20 years or so. Why is Fantasmic so popular? Because it's one of the first and only to use all the elements. Fireworks, live performers, water effects, pyrotechnics, music, rafts, jet skis, mist screens. At least that's why I love it so much. On May 13th, Fantasmic opened at Disneyland, and this version is amazing. Classic Fantasmic. The show opens with Mickey Mouse doing his famous dance. In the Disneyland version, characters from Jungle Book, Peter Pan, Pinocchio, Dumbo, and Fantasia appear in the first block of scenes, I guess you could call it, before the villains take over his imagination. When his imagination does get taken over, Ursula, Evil Queen, Chernabog, and Maleficent make appearances. And yes, the 45-foot tall, fire-breathing dragon Maleficent also makes an appearance, nicknamed Murphy. The finale of Fantasmic concludes with dozens and dozens of Disney characters coming out on the Mark Twain riverboat, and at the end, Sorcerer Mickey conducts the final firework. Like I said before, Fantasmic was successful and popular. It was so successful and popular, Disney decided to open up a second version in Disney's Hollywood Studios in Walt Disney World in Florida. But this time, Fantasmic is housed in a special amphitheater called the Hollywood Hills Amphitheater. It would be an extension of the park. It was specifically built just for Fantasmic. And this version, in my opinion, is not as good as the Disneyland version. I love it equally, but I've never seen the Disneyland version, though. But Disneyland's looks way better than this. And I know I really can't say if it's better, but it looks a lot better. The Hollywood Studios version is different than the Disneyland version. The Peter Pan scene is swapped out for a Pocahontas scene. There's more villains in this version. The Jungle Book is swapped out for the Lion King, and there's a bubble montage on the water screen instead of Pinocchio. The dragon in this version is kind of pathetic because it's just a cherry picker, kind of like the original dragon in Disneyland. But there's nothing we can really do about that because Disney has yet to renovate the Walt Disney World version. Please bring Murphy to Disney World. In 2011, Fantasmic debuted in yet another park, Tokyo DisneySea. This version was short-lived but had different scenes starring Aladdin, Finding Nemo, Cinderella, and a new song, Imagination. This version just recently closed to make way for Tokyo DisneySea's 20th anniversary show. The Disney Hollywood Studios version has a sponsor, Pop Secret. They make popcorn. It's good. It's good popcorn. Check it out if you haven't. And the Disneyland version doesn't. But the Disneyland version has had 2 massive renovations. In 2009, the dragon was given a makeover when the cherry picker body dragon was replaced with Murphy. That's the nickname for it because in 2009, the dragon was delayed an entire summer. Because the dragon broke. I don't know how you break an animatronic like that, but the company that built it did. So they had to rebuild it, and really nobody knows why it was broken. And people were literally camping out just to see the dragon. Like, there's video of this. People waiting in, like, midday in Frontierland to see this thing. To see Fantasmic. Just to see if the dragon was going to be there. It's crazy. 2009 was a different time. Good news, though. The dragon was fixed. But it was delayed again in August. But on September 1st, 2009, it finally debuted. And the other big refurbishment happened just recently in 2017. Fantasmic was closed for nearly a year to completely renovate Fantasmic. Fantasmic 2.0 debuted on July 17th, 2017. That's a good year. A good date, sorry. And had new scenes featuring Aladdin, The Lion King, Tangled, and Pirates of the Caribbean, more Mickey, and some of these scenes were directly from the Tokyo DisneySea version. With no greater example than the inclusion of Imagination, the song, in the finale. This version is spectacular. The new projections on the shack are amazing. But me and many other Fantasmic fans will miss the original. But Fantasmic 2.0 is pretty good, too. But I will always love, most of the things I like the original. But for Fantasmic, it's the original and 2.0 are kind of the same. They're on, like, the same tier, because they're both amazing. Luckily, the original is kind of still there in Walt Disney World. But I'm waiting for Murphy to come to Walt Disney World and make Walt Disney World's version have a 2.0 too. Disney, make it happen. This video was so fun to make, and researching it was great too. Just because I love Fantasmic so much, and I learned some new stuff. I've known about the dragon before, but the Disneyland Dragon debacle in 2009 is some funny stuff. There's a great video on it, just talking about that on YouTube. If you just search up Disneyland Dragon Incident 2009, it'll come up. I forget the exact title right now, but it's a great video. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you did, let me know by hitting that like button and consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me if you did so. And I'll see you, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Have a magical day, everybody.